you've made X amount of money, and now you want to put maybe 10% into risky startups, which I think I've heard you say. You've probably still got some cash in case you need to go and buy a business one day. You've probably got some in stocks, real estate. I'm just curious, like, how you invest your money.
So I think you should invest, well, whatever, you should invest however the hell you want. But my advice to myself was, well, I have pretty good earning power right now, right? A lot of cash flow is coming in. And so I can play much riskier than if I was, 60 years old, or if I was 20 years old and I just don't have enough cash. So I see a lot of young people who are like I had this kid working for me. He's 21 years old and, just graduated, loved investing and loved kind of like following investors on Twitter and Wall Street bets and, crypto and all this stuff, but his bankroll was so small that, like, even if you crush it and you're getting 40% a year, like, that's going to be like 10 grand, it's going to be like 20 grand. So it's not going to do anything. You should be trying to get your base bigger first.
Yeah.
And then when you're later in life, like, you don't need to be swinging for like home runs like that anymore. You should be, trying to map it out. And so for me right now, I have a pretty undiversified portfolio. I like to say, diversification is for losers. If you believe in certain things, I like to take concentrated bets into them. So I have like a lot of money in a few companies that I'm like, I would want to own these companies for the next 10 years. There's companies that I understand. And of course, anything can happen. Could lose my shirt, could look stupid tomorrow, but I wouldn't regret it even if I did, because, I have some thought behind why I'm doing what I'm doing. And so, I have a lot of my money is in Amazon, Amazon stock, partly due to the acquisition, but also I left it there and kept it there because, I believe that Amazon is extremely well positioned over the next decade. And so there's a handful of companies that are like that. So I have, a basket of stocks that I believe in. I have a kind of index position, but I think index investing is not right for someone like me in the long run. I have a crypto bet that's like, kind of 15% of my portfolio. And, that's, high risk, high reward. So between Ethereum and Bitcoin, right now we're looking great, but, those could get much, much bigger. It's asymmetric upside, so at most I could lose the money that I put in, which is the 10, probably put in about 7%, but now it's worth, 15, maybe even 20%, of the total portfolio. And I'm letting it ride because I am a believer in that long term, and I think it's a great bet as far as asymmetric upside. Then I have a startup portfolio of investments, and I think that's great. So they're trying to get to the point where I can sort of 4 to 5x my money over a 10-year period, and that will outperform stocks if I can do it right. But I love to find things that feed my flywheel. So. I actually don't invest in startups for the financial gain because they're illiquid. They, take a long time and they're quite risky. I invest, if I really wanted financial gain, I would buy a business that's cash flowing. I think that would be better. But I do it because I love to learn about startups. I love to be on the forefront of technology and change. I love to meet amazing entrepreneurs and they become my friends. And that's how I build my knowledge. And so this is my paid education. I get to make money while getting to learn. And I hope the same is true for all startup investors. I think that is the right way to approach it. Yes, you will probably make money in the end. Would it have been the best way to allocate money? I don't know. I think that there's better ways that are more liquid or have higher return profiles. But I do think you'll net positive money. You'll do well, but you'll really net positive if you factor in the lifestyle and the learnings that come with being on the bleeding edge of change. And then cash stockpile is the rest, which is like the ability to make moves if I want, invest in my own businesses or buy a business.
Cool. What about real estate?
Have you made a move yet?
Because you're in a high cost of living area. You're in the Bay Area, right? So
I own my house, but that's not really a real estate investment, and ended up losing money on that. I just sold during this time, and so I just sold that. That was at a loss, but in general, that wasn't for investment. Really, that was to live in. I'd like to invest in real estate because there's a lot of tax advantages. I just haven't had the time, or haven't made the time, I should say, to go out and pursue that and learn that game and make the investments and hold that property, but. That will come in the next couple of years.
Sure, man.
Because there are just so many advantages to it.
Yeah, I think there was a thread on Twitter that you guys had referenced and I'd seen separately as well, which went into detail about all these tax advantages. And I still need to go through it again to fully understand it, or maybe even get the guy on the podcast. But it was just like, I was reading it and I was like, oh my God, I can't believe I've been like missing out on this.